In the world of Sprunki, parties were everything. Every night, music blasted, neon lights flickered, and the rhythm controlled every move. OWAKCX was always in the middle of it all. Jumping, spinning, making his signature sounds, he was a lime green blur of chaos, the energy source of every gathering. But that night, something went wrong. It started as a joke. His friend, Ratty, always the prankster, grabbed a metal plate from the music setup. Laughing, he swung it playfully and tapped a WAKCX on the head. It wasn't hard, just a light knock. Everyone laughed. But OWAKCX didn't. The music faded. The lights dimmed. All he could hear was a deep humming in his skull, like something had snapped inside his mind. His knees wobbled. His hands clutched his head. Then, darkness. Chapter 2, Waking Up in the Dark. When OWAKCX came to, the party was over. No music. No lights. No friends. Just an empty room filled with leftover energy, like the air was still vibrating from the beats that had been there hours before. He pushed himself up, head pounding. Something was off. The world around him felt weird, distorted like a funhouse mirror version of reality. Colors were too bright, yet somehow faded. Sounds were too sharp, almost cutting. The floor beneath his feet seemed unsteady, and the air felt thick, like invisible smoke curling around him. And then, the whispers started. At first, he thought it was just echoes. But the voices grew clearer, crawling into his ears, wrapping around his thoughts. Do you hear it? They're laughing at you. You're different now. Why are you smiling? His breath hitched. He turned, stumbling towards a mirror. He expected to see himself the messy-haired, grinning, hyperactive Sprunki he always was. But the reflection staring back wasn't him. His pupils were different. One blown wide, the other a thin slit. He touched his face. No skin. Just teeth. His mouth was open, but he wasn't opening it. He licked his lips. There were no lips. His mouth was stuck in a permanent grin. Chapter 3, The Dark Music. Days passed, but OWAKCX couldn't shake the feeling that something had changed. He tried making music, but it didn't sound right. Instead of beats, he heard scraping, rustling, distant screams. Instead of melodies, muffled voices whispering nonsense. He tried talking to his friends, but they just gave him weird looks. Some even backed away. And then he heard it. The real music. It wasn't coming from the speakers. It was deep, vibrating inside his skull. Not Sprunki rhythms, not anything he'd ever heard before. This was something else, something that crawled under his skin and took hold of him. Chapter 4, The Rebirth. One night, wandering in search of answers, he found an abandoned part of the music arena. Dark, dusty, forgotten. A single flickering light barely kept the shadows at bay. A sound echoed from below like rusty chains shifting in the darkness. He stepped closer. The voices in his head grew louder. He leaned in, and then it hit him. Music exploded inside him, broken, shattered notes. Metal scraping against metal. Strings stretched to their limit, screaming in agony. His body jerked as if electricity surged through him. He felt himself changing, not just his face, but his mind. His eyes flickered like dying bulbs. His movements turned stiff, unnatural, like a puppet with its strings tangled. And his mouth, it wouldn't close. It would never close again. Now, he didn't just hear the music. He was the music. But there was no joy in it anymore. Only the sound of shattered glass, whispers from the void, and a screech so piercing you could never escape it. He had become what he once feared, and his rhythm would never be the same again.